Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo, and it's Flex Friday, February 21st. We have a 9-game NBA slate. Wanted to get this video out a little bit earlier, but had some scheduling issues, so here we are. Going to try to get through this a little bit quicker than usual so we can get these plays out. And also, I was going to mention, since it's Flex Friday, I like to make YOLO slips, meaning all demons, hard to hit slip because it's protected. And I've been posting that to the community section of my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to, take some of the demons, if you like some of the demons that are on my radar, you can take some of them or tail the whole slip. But I always just go for the gold. I usually try to get at least 150x, maybe 200x, because it's just going to come back to my account if it doesn't hit. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed. You have your notifications on, and I'll be dropping that later if anyone wants to tail. But yeah, let's talk about yesterday. Unfortunately, we just went 2-2. Chris Paul absolutely crushed that rebounds and assists line that we were excited about. 11.5 rebounds and assists, and then he went for 15. Obi Toppin had a solid outing. Took him over 15 PRA. He went for 18. Max Strus just absolutely, it just didn't work out. He had like 2 shot attempts in the first half. Super bummer. 3 straight games of 25 PRA. I felt really good about it. And he did not get it done. And then Gershon, we just barely missed here. We took him over 14 PRA. He went for 12. He did not have a good outing from the field. I think he only made like 2 field goals in that game. So unfortunately, 1 or 2 more field goals would have definitely cashed that for us. But I feel really good about these 4. We already have some plays out over on the Backdoor Fantasy Sports channel. If you guys are subscribed over there, Jordy and I got together and put out some plays earlier. So these are the plays that I'm liking for today. Feel good about it. These are probably going to be some guys that I consider for some demon plays, potentially. Actually, I know one play that's going to be in my demon slip, and that is Jalen Duren assists 3.5. I'll just tell you that right now. I was looking for his 2.5 assists to put in this video, and they're not giving it to us, just a 3.5 assists, but I'll take that all day. So yeah, we'll get into that. It'll be fun later. I'll get into that a little bit later. But so for today, Walker Kessler, center for the Utah Jazz, going over 21.5 points, rebounds. Jaylen Williams, guard/forward for Oklahoma City Thunder, 24.5 points, assists. We're going Zion Williamson, forward for the New Orleans Pelicans, 36.5 PRA. And then Desmond Bane, guard for Memphis, who's taken care of us whenever we've taken him for the most part. I think he's missed once when we took him. Other than that, he's cashed like 3 different times. You always just want to make sure you find the right matchup. And I think this Orlando matchup is going to be solid for him tonight. So 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's going to be wrapping up the 4-man. I'm just flexing this just 1 unit, but only because it's Flex Friday. I'm going to be putting a lot more slips together. So I'm going to also power this play for 1 unit as well. But other than that, I'm going to be using these plays in a lot of other slips. So for this particular slip, I only did 1 unit. So let's start breaking it down. If you guys don't mind, do me a favor, like the video, drop me a comment. You guys always take good care of me, and I really appreciate you. The algorithm just loves it when you get likes and comments. So we're really close. I think I need like 80 more subs to hit that 1,000, and I truly thank you guys. So, all right. Walker Kessler. So let's take a look at the last 5 real quick. So overall, the matchup is obviously tough. It's Oklahoma City, first in points allowed on defense, and then 23rd in rebounds allowed. If we go over to the center position, it's tougher on rebounds, a little bit softer on points. 3rd in points allowed, 10th in rebounds allowed. If we look at his last 5, he's done this in 5 straight games. He's been getting solid minutes, and obviously, I think Oklahoma City's going to win this game. And could very well turn into a blowout, but you just never know with the Jazz. Like, they'll randomly just like stick around. But we have a 235 over under, so nice high over under there. 15-point spread favoring the Thunder, obviously, playing in Utah. So the thing that I kind of like about still taking the Jazz players is they tend to get their minutes even if there's a blowout. It's just like these rare occasions where it seems like their coach, Will Hardy, will just try to give his bench guys some run. But the minutes have been more predictable lately. If we take a look at these last 5 games, 34.9 minutes. That's excellent for a center. That's plenty of minutes to get this done. And I'll show you guys why I think he could get this done even if his minutes are a little bit lower. But look at this, over these last 5 games, 24.4 rebound chances, just 2.2 fouls. I thought about taking his fantasy score because he's a defensive powerhouse in my opinion. And he usually has at least like 2, at least 1, but typically at least 2 blocks and steals combined when he's facing OKC, but it was still just a little inflated up at 31.5. So I'm just going points, rebounds at 21.5. Shooting 70% from the field, mostly dunks, layups, stuff like that. 9.2 attempts, we'll take it. Literally doesn't shoot any threes. 62% from the free throw line, doesn't get there often, 2.6 attempts. So let's look at a little bit more data here. If we look at the head-to-head, he's only played them twice this year, and he's crushed it both times, 28 and 32. Now, one of these games was an absolute blowout, 106 to 133 OKC crushed. And then the next time they matched up, they kept it a little bit closer, 123 to 114. Both times, he went for 17 points in both matchups, went for 11 rebounds the first game, 15 rebounds the second game. So I love this matchup here for him. And then if we take a look at this note from Outlier, he's exceeded 21.5 points, rebounds in 12 of his last 14 games at home. So he's playing solid at home on top of the fact that he's hit it in both head-to-heads this year. 23.9 points, rebounds. I know that's just above what we're aiming for here, but it still cashes it for us. And the consistency is awesome. 86% hit rate over the last 14 games at home, 12 out of 14 games. If we take a look at the 2024 season entirely, 64% hit rate, 27 out of 42 games. And most of the misses were kind of at the front of the season when his minutes were kind of all over the place. But if we look at the head-to-heads in these 2 games, let's see what his minutes were, and we'll kind of like see what we're aiming for. So over this 5-game stretch of all these 5 head-to-heads, he's averaged 27 minutes. Now, the first 3 where he didn't hit, he was under the 25-minute mark. And then these 2 games, he went for 35.8 minutes and 30 minutes. So let's go to 2024 and let's just see, let's even be a little bit on the safe side and bump this up to like, so 64% hit rate in general. Now let's bump it up to like, let's just look at 25 minutes for a second in case his minutes are substantially lower than what he's been getting. So that's on 26 minutes. So if he gets at least 26 minutes, regardless of who he's playing on the road or at home, he's got a 75% hit rate, 27 out of 36 games. If he does end up getting that 30 minutes, which is what he's gotten in both head-to-heads this year, 84% hit rate, 21 out of 25 games. And this looks like, 11 straight games he's cashed this when he's getting his 30 minutes. If we go back to the head-to-head and we look at games where he played 30 minutes, it's these 2 where he cashed 28 and 32. So this is the main thing that I'm hoping for, is that he just gets his 30 minutes. I'd be happy with we saw it looked decent, 75% hit rate at just 26 minutes. So the head-to-head checks out, the minutes are checking out, and just in general, if we take a look here, though, back at this 21.5, in his 12 out of his last 14 games, let's bump these minutes back up and see what that stretch looks like if he gets at least, we'll just say 25 minutes. Okay, so these 2 games were not affected by that. How about 30 minutes? Yeah, so at the 30-minute mark, he's 10 of 10 at home. So yeah, looking solid. Let's take a look at daily grind. I know that it looked like a lot of people were on the full PRA, but I'll show you why. I'm just going to go, it's only a 1-point bump, which typically for me, I'm saying, okay, let's go ahead and take it. It's just a 1-point bump, and they still like to go over, but in this case, I'm just going to take that full point discount and just go points, rebounds. They've got this as his best play, 21.5. They have it at a 52.23% odds to hit the over, -126. They like his points, assists over 11.5, 52.2% odds to hit the over, -131. Rebounds and assists, they like to go over. And then there's that PRA, if you prefer to take that at 22.5, 51.04% odds to hit the over, -123. Let me show you why I don't like the assists. If we go to the head-to-head, 1 assist is pretty much his ceiling in these matchups. So he's either going to hit his ceiling or not hit. See what I mean? 4 out of 5 games, he went for 1 assist. And then one of those, he didn't even go for any assists. So where's the advantage in me adding another point to this stat line in hopes that he gets what, you know, his best games have been? So you get what I'm saying. I prefer the PR at 21.5, but go with your gut. If you want those assists, throw it in there, because I think his last 5, he's capable. Let's look at his last 5. Yeah, so he's gone for at least 1 in 5 straight games, and then he's got a couple with 2 and then 1 with 4 against Phoenix. So maybe you prefer the PRA. You've got options, so go with whatever you prefer. All right, let's move on. Jaylen Williams. So points, assists. You know, this is a reliable player. This is a guy that shouldn't absolutely bust when we take him. He should get his minutes. He's got a soft matchup here. Overall, 27th in points allowed, 26th in assists allowed. We go over to the shooting guard position, 27th in points allowed, 29th in assists allowed. So yeah, 3 out of his last 5. And then these games where he didn't get it done. Well, one was an absolute blowout, 137-101 against the Pelicans, and then 115-101. Let's look at his minutes. And his minutes were down a little bit in both of these games. So 25 minutes and then 30 minutes. Everything else is 33 and higher. So he's averaging 32 minutes a game over these last 5. 51% from the field on 16.4 attempts. You got to love that. Not shooting great from beyond the arc, but still averaging 1.2 made threes a game. 4 attempts on average, shooting 30%. And then 10.4 potential assists. So yeah, it's just, are the guys cashing their shots? He's in double-digit attempts for assisting the ball. Let's take a look here. Note from Outlier. He's exceeded 24.5 points assists in 6 straight games on the road. So getting it done on the road, averaging 28.5 points assists, 100% hit rate, 6 games straight, getting 35 minutes in these games. So getting a little bit of extra minutes on the road. Let's see if some of these were blowouts or if they were all close. Close. Okay. Yeah. All these games were not necessarily a blowout. So maybe it'll be that way tonight. I know it's Utah, so there's a good chance it's going to be a blowout. We already talked about the spread, 15 points favoring Oklahoma City. But yeah, I think he should be able to get this done. If we look at the head-to-head, he's done it 4 out of 6 head-to-heads. And then in both games that they played this year, he got it done 28 points, 5 assists, and then 25 points, 2 assists. So averaging, so I mean, even in this game where he popped off on December 3rd, he only played 27.8 minutes, still went for 28 points and 5 assists, 1.2 fouls, keeping it real clean, 60% from the field on 15.3 attempts, 1.8 made threes a game, shooting 49% from beyond the arc in these head-to-heads against Utah. And then 3.8 attempts from the line, 79%, 8.2 potential assists. So this just feels like a safer play to me. Let's look at the 2024 season. 54% hit rate on the 2024 season. Let's see when he's getting like 30 minutes. Let's go down just a little bit. We'll say 27, because one of those games he got 27. So still a 60% hit rate when he's only getting 27 minutes. If he ends up getting the full 30, let's see if that looks a little bit better. So 63% hit rate when he's getting at least 30 minutes. So this doesn't feel like the type of play that I think he's going to absolutely crush. He's definitely capable of absolutely slaughtering this line, but I just feel like he's definitely going to get over 24.5. He could go for that on points alone. So I think if he's not getting crazy with the points, I think that he will be facilitating. I think it'll be one or the other because he's got a really soft matchup here. Let's take a look, see what Daily Grind thinks. Okay, so they like a lot of his unders, probably because of the potential blowout. The points assists and his assists. They like his assists over 4.5. You could take that if you prefer. 51.23% odds hit the over minus 123. And then the points assists, they like to go over just slightly. They have it at a 50.16% odds hit the over minus 118. We don't have any bumps to 25.5 yet, but everyone's leaving it at 24.5. So we'll see. But yeah, I think he can get that done. I didn't really want the full PRA because it seemed like it was a little bit more. So yeah, 24.5. So there's a 5-point bump to add the rebounds on there. And if I remember correctly, I don't think he was getting as many rebounds in these matchups. So 50% hit rate on the full PRA over the 2024 season. Let's look at the head-to-head real quick. So yeah, he had 2 rebounds in the first game from this season and then 3 rebounds. So I don't want the 5-point bump there. Just give me the points assists, but it is a soft matchup, 28th in rebounds allowed too. So across the board, he should be able to get this done, I would think. All right, so Zion Williamson, really liking this. The line opened at 35.5. We're getting it at 36.5, but I do still like it. If we take a look at the 2024 season, he hasn't played a ton of games, but 61% hit rate, 11 out of 18 games, and really been in rhythm the last 10 games or so. Let's take a look at this note here. So he's exceeded, all right. He's exceeded 35.5. Well, we're aiming for 36, but it looks like all the green are exceeding that 36.5 as well. But he's exceeded it in 8 out of his last 10 games. He's averaging 38.8 in these last 10 games, 80% hit rate. And then, I mean, multiple games here, 6 out of those, he went for 40 plus PRA. The matchup's a little bit tough. 15th in points allowed, 7th in rebounds allowed, 7th in assists allowed. We know that some of this 2024 season, as of late, the last month or so, he's had no DeJounte Murray. So I'm kind of curious to see what that looks like without DeJounte. So on the 2024 season without DeJounte, he's doing it more than half the time. 7 out of 12 games, 58% hit rate. And then let's look at the head-to-head. So consistently trending up. These 3 games were, we are getting a trend here, but these 3 games were not even from this year. The only time he matched up against them, he went for 42. On top of that, we've got Anthony Davis out, Daniel Gafford out, Derek Lively out, Caleb Martin out, Dwight Powell game time decision, PJ Washington game time decision. He's not going to have any bigs in there that are going to make it difficult for him, in my opinion. And so if they are forced to play small ball, Zion can still play small ball. He's not like a center who's going to get his minutes cut because he can't keep up. So I really love this play. I feel good about it. Overall, 17th in points allowed, 16th in rebounds allowed, 17th in assists allowed. And it's looked great lately. 3 out of his last 5 and popping off through some of these. The one he didn't miss was against OKC. That was a total blowout. Let's see his minutes here. Well, just 26 minutes. Looks like he's averaging about 27.4 minutes. So over these last 5 games, 62% from the field on 16.4 attempts. We'll take it. Not really shooting many threes. 11 rebound chances, 9.6 potential assists, and then getting to the line decent amount of times, 8.8 attempts a game, shooting 66%. So he needs to clean that up a little bit because he's getting to the line. You don't want to waste those opportunities, but he's still averaging 5.8 made buckets from the free throw line a game. And then let's see what those minutes looked like last time they played real fast. So yeah, it seems like 28 minutes is kind of like where he's at. So he got this done. He went nuts, 42 in 28 minutes last time they played. And then real quick, go 2024. Looks like 28 minute mark is kind of like what we can expect. So let's look at the whole season. 28 minutes. That doesn't look great. I mean, a lot of this is accounting for early on in the year. The last 5 been a little bit more consistent, but even regardless of that, I still feel really good about this play. And I like the idea of having someone like Zion, who I can expect is going to get his opportunities. And the last 10 look great. And, he crushed it last time he played them. So yeah, 8 out of his last 10 games, he's gotten this done and, gone for 40 quite a bit. Let's take a look. Daily grind. They like his points over. They like his points assists over. They like his fantasy score over. They don't like the PRA, probably because of that bump. It's recognizing that you're paying more on Prizepicks because it's 35.5 on a lot of platforms, and they don't like the fact that you're paying 36. So go with your gut. They like his fantasy score over. They like his points assists, and they like his points. His points alone might be something that I consider for a demon. I'll have to take a look at it later, but they like his rebounds and assists as well, over 11.5. They have it at a 50.61% odds to hit the over -120. They like his rebounds over 6.5. So yeah, you have plenty of pivot options here if you don't want to take the PRA like I'm taking. All right, so to wrap things up, we got Desmond Bane here, 30.5 PRA. another player that he's not absolutely crushing this, but the consistency has been awesome. And Bane is going to get his minutes. And you just never know, man. He's really solid with rebounding. He should be good for at least 5 in this game, but he can surprise you and go for 8 or 9 rebounds. I'm so impressed. I've said it before. He's like not the biggest dude, and he's actually got some pretty small arms. And he's just in there like physical and getting boards, as a guard, which is awesome. So overall, the matchup's tough. Second in points allowed, second in rebounds allowed, second in assists allowed. Let's go over to the shooting guard position, see if it softens up a little bit. So 8th in points allowed, 14th in rebounds allowed, 1st in assists allowed. Okay, well, let's look at this note from Outlier. He's exceeded 29.5, so we're getting at 30.5, so full point bump. And he's exceeded the 29.5, 13 out of his last 15 games on the road. So he's averaging 33.5 PRA on the road, 87% hit rate. That's going to be a little bit different. That's probably going to be more like an 80% hit rate because there's like 2 games where the 30.5 would not have done it for us. So he's done it in 11 out of 15 games on the road. And let's take a look at this over-under. This is the first game of the night. Yeah, it is. So 226 over under, not like the highest over under, because Orlando is solid and so is Memphis. They're both solid on defense, but 3.5 point spread favoring the Grizzlies. So they're expecting the Grizzlies to get it done, but they think it's going to be close. But yeah, I mean, these numbers just look really solid to me. If we look at the head to head, last time he played them, he didn't get it done. So go with your gut, but he only played 28 minutes and he didn't shoot the ball that much, just 10 attempts, but he still shot 50% from the field, 6 attempts from beyond the arc, 33%, made 2 buckets from beyond the arc on 6 attempts. And then just 5 potential assists. When was this? Yeah, so this was late October. This has been a while. This is not the same Bane that he's kind of grown into as of late. Let's look at his last 10 games. So yeah, he's cleared this in 9 out of his last 10 games. And his minutes got to be up. Yeah, so 33.6. And what did we say? That was in like the high 20s in the last head-to-head. This stuff all makes a difference. 28 minutes. So yeah, his minutes are up as of late. And that would have been enough time to potentially get this done in that last game. So 33.6 minutes is what he's averaging over these last 10. 11.8 rebound chances, 10.4 potential assists, and 15.8 attempts from the field, shooting 52%. All of these lines, rebounds, assists, and field goals, were almost cut in half in that last game with his lower minutes. And just, he's in form right now. So yeah, the 10-game stretch, 5.4 attempts from beyond the arc, shooting 46%, 2.5 made threes a game, not really getting in foul trouble lately. It's been getting up there a little bit, but still nothing to be concerned that his minutes are going to go down. So let's do this real quick and we'll get out of here. We're going to go 2024 season and we're going to see when he's getting at least the 30 minutes. Well, it's on 31, but 30, if he's getting 31 minutes, let me just get it right. We'll go down to the 30. At 30 minutes, 76% hit rate, 19 out of 25 games. And pretty crazy burner here of like this last, 15 games or so. But he's averaging over the last 10, he's averaging 33 minutes. So let's just take a look and see if he gets his 33 minutes tonight. 100% hit rate if he gets 33 minutes on the full 2024 season. 100% hit rate, 14 out of 14 games. So if that doesn't make you comfortable with taking this, I don't know what to tell you. This is beautiful. This is all green. And when he's getting at least 33 minutes, he's actually averaging 35 minutes. So if he's above the 33-minute mark, he's averaging 35. And when he's got those minutes, he's got 17.1 attempts, still shooting 51% from the field and 44% from beyond the arc, averaging almost 3 made threes a game when he's got that 33 minutes or higher. 11.8 rebound chances, 10.2 potential assists. The numbers just keep going up. So this is really just a minutes thing with Bane. So I feel good about him being able to get at least that 30. I'd love to see him get more than that, but at least that 33 minutes tonight in what they're expecting to be a close game. So let's take a look here. Come on, daily grind. There we go. All right, so they like a lot of his unders. So go with your gut. They like his rebounds and assists over 10.5. They have it at a 51.39% odds to hit the over. -124. They like his rebounds too. I thought the rebounds did look good. 5.5. He's definitely capable of doing much better than that. And 5 has kind of like been his floor lately. So I wouldn't be surprised, but it is a tough matchup, but the soft spot is at the shooting guard position, 14th in rebounds allowed, while they're second overall as a team in rebounds allowed. So Bane should have his opportunities. And if they're already that susceptible to shooting guards with rebounding, they're 14th. He is not your typical shooting guard when it comes to rebounding. So I really like the rebounds as well. They're not liking the 30.5 since we've got some 29.5s, but everyone's kind of moving this to 30.5. So I think it's just DraftKings is the only one that has that 29.5 still. So I think the rest of the market is following suit and thinking like, yeah, 29.5 is too low. He's going to be able to get that done. So they have this at a 52.36% odds to hit the under, -129. So go with your gut. There's not another play, maybe the rebounds, but I still prefer the PRA over the rebounds because I expect him to get those minutes tonight. So if you guys want to check out this app Outlier, you can try it for free. Sign up through the link below for Outlier. You don't need to put a code in. Just sign up through that link and they'll give you a week just to see how you like this app. If you get it, make sure you spend some time with it. Have some fun with all of these little, settings that you can tweak. I love adjusting the minutes bar. You just look for, you look for success and then you build a narrative around why that success was happening. And then you project it by saying, okay, the 33 minutes mark, let's look at the 2024 season. Let's look at the head-to-heads. Speaking of which, at 33 minutes, let's take a look. Okay, so he doesn't have a game against them yet with that many minutes because, what does he have, just one game this year against them? Yeah, early October when he only had 28 minutes and he hasn't done that in a while. So, but yeah, have some fun with this. Sign up through the link below. You got your matchups, injury reports, insights about the players. It's awesome. And then of course, the DFS optimizer from Daily Grind is a killer tool. It can help you make decisions on just players in general. If you don't have anyone in the search field, you can, they'll just show you like, okay, overall for the NBA, here's where we're seeing discrepancies. Darius Garland, PRA, 29.5 seems too low compared to what the rest of the market's doing. So they'll put that on your radar and say, hey, this is really cheap compared to other platforms. And they'll give you an odds to hit rating. And then they give you their true odds. And then they'll do the same thing with unders. Mikal Bridges over points, rebounds. They're noticing a discrepancy there too. But for this particular situation, it's not. Oh yeah, it is. So 20 flat. Everyone else has that 20.5. That's what this tool does. You can get 25% off of the optimizer, which will help you cash more often if you just use code BACKDOOR over at dgfantasy.com. There's a link below if you guys want to check it out. And yeah, I use it to search for plays sometimes. I also just love using it to confirm a play. When I have a play that I'm high on, I'll type it in here on the optimizer and then I'll go and take a look and be like, so is this particular play for this player my best option? In this case, I still like the PRA, but it'll put something on your radar like, oh, wait a minute. So the rebounds are the best value and the rebounds and assists. They like that as well now. 51.34% odds hit the over. It just helps you make your final decisions, but it also can be a great tool to search for plays. So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video, drop me a comment. If you have questions about any props, just hit me in the comments. I'll do a little bit of research and try to get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, have a good one, guys. Good luck on your Flex Friday slips. Don't forget, I'm going to drop my Demon slip later on tonight, so make sure you're subscribed. But that's going to do it. I'll catch you in the next one, guys.